Sway in the morning, Shade 4-5. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just now tuning in, just had Rob Markman coming up in, and he did. How you think he did, Heather?
I like his song.
You like his song?
I do. I really like his song.
All right, cool. And you know, I really I'm into feeling when it comes to music. I'm into energy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm into music I could close my eyes to, and it could move me a certain way. It could music that I could relate to. What I like from music personally, when it comes to just in general, is a music that affects me emotionally, and music that makes me think. And it's a young artist I've been aware of for quite some time who's been making a lot of rounds and gaining a lot of critical acclaim because of the impact his music has made. They're giving him a lot of titles. You know, they're throwing a lot of weight on his back, and he's just, to me, somebody who's just creative. They call him the revival of reggae, or he's gonna, he's the next Bob Marley, and all these things that they say about him that I don't think is fair for him.
Yeah.
I just think he's somebody. Well, we're gonna find out what he is. But personally, I think he's just somebody who's just been inspired by a lot of people, and then also inspired by his own experiences. So he's created a lot of great music that people, are starting to take note to. We've been wanting to have him up for a while. We've finally been able to make it happen. Welcome to the show for the first time. The very magnificent, benevolent Chronixx is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, respect.
Respect.
Bless up.
What's up, man?
Yeah, love is up, Love
is
what's
up. Love is what's up.
Yeah, everything good. Respect.
Yeah, you always felt like that?
Yeah, but most of the times, sometimes I question if it's just my perception or if it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But more and more you get reassured, and you get you become more sure that everything is good.
Yeah.
And the more we live and the more we learn, we realize that everything is good. Every single thing.
Every single
good.
thing, man. I got to get into that. See what I mean? Heather, that's the frame of mind I need to stay in.
Yeah,
so even when you got to pay taxes, everything is good, man.
Yeah, man. Tax is good, man.
Tax is good.
Tax is good for society.
Yeah, right?
Society can't strive without taxes and stuff like that.
That's
Society need crime, tax, sickness, and all of them things to
So,
really thrive. But so it's good in that way for them.
It's good for them. So if I'm locked up in prison.
Yeah, man. Society needs that. Everybody, think about if they had to let out everybody who's in prison. There'll be less land for them, less food for them, less money for them, because they would have more people to share with. And then there wouldn't be the business of rehabilitation and all these things. And that business is very necessary in the economy of society. So you find that it's very good for them.
Very good for them.
Very good for them.
So do you rock with them?
With them?
Yes.
What do you mean by rock though?
Like, do you agree with them? Are you a part of them?
Well, me agree with reality and everything that is a part of it. I can't disagree with my reality because it's my reality. I could have been born in a time before society and I wasn't. So, since I'm here, I'm not going to disagree with the fact that I'm here. What I would more want to do is cooperate with my reality and somehow move through life without stress and without feeling displaced, because I'm obviously not displaced. I was born through my mother, living her for 9 months and come out naturally into this system,
Yeah.
For what purpose, Not to stress over it and die without even knowing what your purpose was, So the main thing is to understand what role are you supposed to play, Because, why not Mars? Why not Jupiter? Why here? You know?
Yeah.
I like that.
Chronixx is here, man.
Cooperate.
Chronixx, man, I love that breakdown of the understanding of philosophy and life and the meaning of it. It's so well balanced. You don't hear that perspective too often. And so I'm curious, you went to Kenya and you're a peace ambassador and you're the cultural entertainer of the year. What then do you advocate for if you believe all things are purposeful and are destined? So then what would you advocate for then?
Well, we advocate for balance. For balance throughout humanity, And we advocate for Rastafari. Because Rastafari is one of the ways how a youth can see himself outside of a system or outside of a physical system then, and more a part of a spiritual network which connects each and every living thing. So you can't have enemies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going to love your enemies, then it's not really enemies, So, and even when we have enemies, we don't have enemies so we can hate them. We have enemies so we can have an idea of who is with us and who is against us. We don't have enemies so we can breed hate, because we don't hate anybody. You're a human, so we love you. But we know that you are against us, So we love you, but you're not with us. And we know, we're aware of it. We're trying to make sure that you get your full life as a human still, but you are not with us, and we know that. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you're dying, I'll try to help you. If I can find the strength, I'll try to help you, but I know that you're not with me and you might try to kill me after I help you.
That's
What
real.
you doing, Heather?
Chronixx need to convert Wanda to Rastafarianism. That's what's
I
wrong.
was saying he sounded very conservative before Mike had to jump in and asking. I like the way he started this conversation. Mike, he tried to sway you, bro. He tried to sway you. Come to this side. I like it. There's good and evil in this world. And you have to accept it.
We're not take side. As I always say, we're Rasta, so we're not take side.
Mike tried to convert you. You try to go against people.
Yeah, we are never on a side. We're never on a side. Because as I always say, we seek balance. And
Right.
Well, maybe there's a
too much
misunderstanding.
on any side. To be on any side, it brings a sense of imbalance to people. And that's the only source of imbalance in the world right now, people. Because remember, we live in a very political time, right? And when you understand that it's politics, then you won't be on any side.
You need to tell
because
him that.
we are Rasta and we are spiritual people, so
Yeah.
we are not religious people. Because religious people is on a side. Because when you remember, the teachings of His Majesty say, until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes, there will be war in the world every day. And until there is no longer first class and second class citizen of any nation, then there will be war in the whole world, and this utopian world that we hope for and whatever will never be attainable. It's just something that they tell you to work towards because they want you to keep working, but it's not attainable if I can't see myself as part of a greater spiritual network.
But
it's not possible.
Wonder.
But
he's saying too at the same
You
time.
must work towards it.
You got to work towards this utopian world, but
listen,
you
Rasta,
need equality.
In Rasta and in other religions, there's many things that are abominable that people don't believe in. And
Rasta is not a religion still.
What do you think it is?
Rasta is a levity.
Yeah.
A levity, a day-to-day decision that you make to be a greater human being. You have to be a Rasta every day, all over again.
Rastafari.
Yeah. All over again. Every single day you have to say, he's a Rasta. So yesterday Rasta different from today Rasta. You wake up today, you have to be Rasta all over again because there's new things to distract you today.
It's like Groundhog Day.
It's not the same distraction as yesterday. Every day is a new
You have to reel up.
distraction. So you have to cultivate it every day. Every single day.
You sit down, Wonder.
Yeah, man.
Time out. Selassie Children. What is this song about?
Well, it's about the Selassie Children in this song is really talking about the youths who embrace the teachings that are suggested by Haile Selassie towards humanity for a greater human life experience, which is teaching us not to give our allegiance to nations and countries and political systems, but to each other. Which means that I don't owe any allegiance to the landmass of Africa in terms of a nation like that. I owe my allegiance to humanity first and foremost. So everything else come after. Everything else precipitate out of that respect for humanity. So, you know, everything will have that blueprint, that pattern in it. So, you know, so if I'm a part of the UNIA, still my first allegiance is to humanity.
It's to humanity.
And because that now cultivate within you the knowledge of knowing that you can't really put the interest of your nation above the interest of humanity. You know what I mean? Because then you're just another colonial master. Either a black one or a white one.
Another
or
colonial
Chinese
master.
one.
Damn. You want to comment on that?
Because if you know,
comment on that?
if our actions, if China going to suffer, if the innocent people of China are going to suffer for the benefit of a black person, then that black man is no different from him slave master and him slave master. Because every slave master have a slave master.
Every slave master has a slave master. Chronixx. They never told us that black is beautiful. That's the chorus to the song "Black is Beautiful." That's part of the chorus. What was you trying to present in this song?
Well,
The messaging in it.
"Black is Beautiful" is just a song. It says it in the song. There's one line in the song because I always try to put a line in the song that kind of paraphrase everything. So there's a few lines that says, "This is not a racist song. It is a song for the children who were never told about where their race is from." So I was having a conversation with some friends yesterday, and like, even for a black person, it's easier to trace and say, yo, you know, I have a great grandmother from Ireland. It's easier to know that part. But if, you know, as a black person, it's so hard to know where in Africa your great grandfather was. And that's because of the history of your Irish grandmother, your Irish great grandmother is different from the history of your great grandfather. Your great grandfather history was erased from, because if it was there, then you would know that, yo, you know, I had a great grandfather from Senegal, and he was a chief, and he had 14 houses and 7,000 hectares of land, and you know what I mean. If you know that, then your whole attitude would be different. You'd be a different. Your outlook and your perspective would be different. So, it's a song basically suggesting the beauty of people to awaken that memory in them, because we don't have it written on paper, so we have to awaken it, activate it in DNA, you know, to even start feeling like we're beautiful. And then when you feel like you're beautiful, then you'll have dreams about your great grandmother who was a queen, like not just like how we use the word queen now to say every woman is a queen, like a real queen. With own hectares of land and own a whole community and build 700 hospitals and them things. And your great grandfather, he was actually the man who discovered electricity and not the next one.
The knowledge of self.
And it's like it's like for other people, like sometimes I have conversations with my friend from Europe, and he's telling me about, he's showing me even pictures of his great. I'm like, there was cameras in that time. He's like, there was a photo and whatever. Like, I'll never see that for like my great. Like, it don't exist. You know, they're erased from history, so I have to activate it. So my life experience have to be different from yours. As someone who has a picture and a letter that your great grandmother wrote and posted, like my people couldn't even use a post. You know? So
Chronixx is here. The album is Chronology.
It's awaken the beauty, you know.
Okay, now Chronology, that's the album that's out now. A lot of how what you're speaking about really appeals to me and for so many different reasons. And I'm curious to, a lot of awareness will come through, opening spiritual vessels and making yourself available to it as well. But we're surrounded by concrete, we're surrounded by walls, we're engulfed with technology.
For a reason, though.
What do you think that reason is?
For a reason. You are placed in this situation for a reason. So don't reject it. Embrace it. Because there are roles that technology has to play. That's the only reason why it's here. You know what I mean? So you being the person who you are come into contact with a city like New York. For what reason? That's what you need to ask yourself. And if you can't find no reason at all to be here, then you need to leave. And then now if you can't find a reason, then do it. I think a lot of the youths who were brought here from Africa and all over the world, we were brought here for a reason. We needed to feel what we felt, and we needed to live what we lived. And it's for a reason. I think the reason is very beautiful.
The reason is very beautiful.
Very beautiful reason. Think about it. Think about what the great gifts that our people have been able to give to the world. Since that time. Amazing. Don't think about anybody else but Muhammad Ali. And then think about everybody else. You know what I mean?
Muhammad Ali, I like that.
And then, so it's like our story is different. Like we are corrupted, like we were brought here, we were corrupted, raped, and all them things. We are the ones who experience this part of the anguish. And then you have people on the continent who experience worse. Genocide and all of these things. But for what reason though? I feel like there's a beauty in it. And that's what we need to find out.
The beauty.
Where's the beauty in all of this?
This song Likes is really interesting. It's kind of like a double entendre. When I first saw the title, didn't hear the song, I wasn't sure what it was about.
Yeah.
This is really interesting.
It's a love song.
Talk about it.
Love.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Yeah, well, Likes now is a tune, it's a love song. It's about how we can, as artists, reconnect with our love for art, and not our love for validation. Because likes is validation, but love is a self-generating thing, that you just need to come into contact with it and you'll feel it, But likes now is a thing for validation, where it's really about how a man feel about your thing. But when you are motivated by love, like if I really love to sing and I sing, then what people say will mean a lot, but it won't be the main reason why I sing. You know what I mean? Which means, I might get a little, too impacted by what people say, but at least the main reason why I sing is because I love to sing.
But you love to sing.
Yeah. So that's how I try to reconnect the youth with the idea of doing things that you love. Because you love it. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to music is my job. Yeah. Music is my job, but I'm blessed to have a job that I love, and I don't want that blessing to fade away.
Yes.
Because the very moment you don't love what you're doing anymore, then it's no longer a blessing. It's more like a curse or obligation.
Yeah. It becomes a burden. A burden. Yeah.
So, we just want the youth them know, because we live in a world where we have sub-dimensions that are fairly new. Where, people don't realize that one time you had the media, and that was one reality that people live in, For instance, somebody like you and you foreigner to the media is a different world. Yeah, you act a little different on media than in reality, which makes it a different reality because it requires different manners, different etiquette, different principles that govern the world of media as a world, And you can die in the media and don't die in reality.
Damn.
So it's a whole different reality, but now we have a new one now.
Let that breathe, Chronixx. Hold on, let that breathe for a second. You can die in the media.
Yeah,
and not die in reality.
You can die in the media. Like, you have enough people who you just don't see anymore. Yeah. And it's like, where is Iverson? You don't see him anymore. You know, and you say, all right, where is this guy? I remember I used to love him, but he's not even there anymore, you know? And then, but them still alive and them living some, you know what I mean? And then new people are born into the media but now we have a new thing now called social media, which is a more intense media because everybody is involved, hands-on.
Yeah.
So basically, everybody has an input in the media, in social media, which means I can just create a blog and poof, I have 500,000 followers. I have an audience bigger than a lot of mainstream media, you know? So basically, whatever I say is news, you know? So, and that's where the whole system of likes, the whole currency of likes come about, because likes is now a currency. I can now legitimately go to somebody and say, yo, my name is Chronixx, and 500,000 people like my Facebook page. You know, and that's worth something.
That's worth something.
You know, so that currency has now become the motivation, just like how in the 90s it was cash, cash money. No, nobody spends cash. People consume likes, and people spend likes, and people collect them, and people trade them, and like, you know what I mean? So it becomes a motivation. So we just suggesting to people like, yo, don't get too caught into this. Like,
let's play the
just
song.
the same way like how we say, yo, don't sell your soul for money.
Yeah.
It's the way I tell you, don't lose it for likes.
I know everybody I got like, still.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.